Hello children, welcome to 18th video class. I hope you have remember what we have learned in last class. In last video we have started lesson 4 and we have discussed what is habitat, what is adaptation, need for adaptation in animals. These things you have learned in last video, and in today's class we are going to discuss adaptations to different habitats. Let us move to today's class. Adaptations to different habitats. Based on different habitats, animals can be grouped as terrestrial, aquatic, amphibian and aerial. So based on their adaptations, animals are categorized into 4 groups: terrestrial animals, aquatic animals, amphibians and aerial animals. Let us learn about terrestrial animals. Okay, so in today's class we are going to discuss about terrestrial animals in detail. So then what we are going to discuss about terrestrial animals, let us listen to the class. Terrestrial animals are the animals that live on land, only on land. Terrestrial animals are the animals that live only on land. Can you think what are those animals which live only on land? I hope you can guess, right? Dogs, horses, human beings, camels, lions, and many more, etc. are some terrestrial animals. Adaptations in these animals also differ from region to region. It means all the animals which live on the land are not same. Their adaptations are not same. Adaptations differ from place to place. Okay, means some places will be hot and some will be cooled and some will be very like a snow and all. So all the animals adaptations will not be same. Okay, it differs from the place to place. Understand? Now, the features that help them to live on land. What are the features to help them on land? It means terrestrial animals, those who are terrestrial animals which survive on hot places, and animals those who survive in cold places, how their features are adapted, that we will see in the lesson. Terrestrial animals have well developed body and sense organs which enable them to sense changes in their surroundings. Did you understand this? So terrestrial animals have sense organs. Okay, those sense organs are helpful to change themselves, means to adapt themselves to the nature. Okay, they can change by using the sense organs. They can change according to the circumstances. Understand? So that is in that way they are well developed. Okay, terrestrial animals are well developed. Understand? Most of them have 4 legs which help them to walk, jump, move on land, hunt and protect themselves. On the other hand, some animals like snakes do not have legs. Okay, snake also terrestrial animals, but it doesn't have legs. But how it can move on the land means with the help of scales. Snake possesses scales on the body. With the help of those scales, it can crawl on the land. Did you understand, children? And other terrestrial animals, most of the terrestrial animals has 4 legs. They can adapt themselves very easily to the nature. Understand? And some animals live on trees. They are called arboreal animals. Can you guess some animals which live on trees? I hope first one animal you will get in your mind, right? Which is that animal? Yes, monkey. Monkey, tree snakes and squirrels are some examples of such animals. Okay, monkey, tree snakes and squirrels, spiders and such, all those animals are arboreal animals. They have sharp claws that help them to climb trees and hold support. Very often their tails also become adapted to hold the branches of trees while climbing. Did you understand? Very often they can use their tails. Why they use their tails? So to when they are moving from branch to branch with the tail, they hold the branch, and they, with the help of that hold, they can move into other branch. Meanwhile, that tail gives support to the branch. Did you understand, children? Then arboreal animals are very well developed to staying or hanging on the trees. Many of them have little bodies and clawed or sticky feet. Some of them doesn't have legs, but they are like a chameleon, spider, these porcupines. These also live on trees. Understand? So how they survive on the trees, you can see. So many times you might have observed, okay, how monkeys survive on the trees, how they move from tree to tree, and many other animals move on the trees. You can watch in the pictures. Okay, terrestrial animals, you see all the animals you see in the left side, all the animals are having 4 legs. Those are called terrestrial animals. You see on the top snake, frog. These snake doesn't have legs, but it can crawl with the help of scales on the body. And you see the down pictures, they are also having 4 legs. These are terrestrial animals. You see the arboreal animals. Arboreal animals are animals which live on trees. You can observe how they are hanging the tree, and how they jump on the tree. That you all can observe in the pictures. Understand? So these are the arboreal animals. Arboreal animals also comes under terrestrial animal. Understand? Under terrestrial animals, arboreal animals are one category. How they categorized means based on that animals which live on trees are called arboreal animals. Understand? So then we'll move to the next screen, children. In the next screen you can see estivation or summer sleep. Okay, I hope summer sleep or estivation, as you hear this word, immediately you can get the word desert, right? So, and then you get the information, you know some information about animals which live in desert. Animals survive in deserts by living underground or resting in burrows. Understand? Most of the animals which live in deserts, they rest in the burrows during the sunny time, during the heat of the day. Some of the animals get moisture they need from their food. Okay, some of the moisture they take, some of the animals which they live in deserts, they take moisture from the food. So they don't need to drink much water, because of they are taking moisture from the food and can store. They need not to drink much water. Understand? Others live along the edges. Other animals which live in the desert, they live in the edges. Why? Because if they go into the center of the desert, they may not get water or to rest plants and all. Understand? Most probably they live only in the edges of the desert, so that there the edges you can see the plants, trees you can see, okay, with very few branches and very few leaves. You can see the some big plants also, trees also, but they doesn't have much leaves and much branches. Okay, so but animals, those they cannot move into the center of the desert, they can live in the edges. So most probably on the trees and in the burrows, in the trees, there they can live. Understand? So then that's a reason only they choose the places in the desert. They choose the edges of the edges in the desert. Understand, children? Animals living in desert have thick skin or thick outer covering on their body. This protects them from heat of the sun, thus preventing loss of water from their body. Understand? Because of their skin, their thick skin, they can stop the sun's effect on the body, and also it can prevent water loss. So you observe our skin is very thin. Because of that we get sweat. So when we are sweating, whatever water is present in the body, that comes out of the body. Whereas you see the camel skin, it has very thick skin. So because of it has thick skin, the water which is inside cannot come out of the body. So that water also can be used by the animal camel, which whenever it is necessary. Did you understand, children? So in that way they can prevent the loss of water. They can prevent the loss of water. Understand? Some desert animals like camels store fat in their hump to survive scarcity of food and water for a long time. Did you understand? Especially camel has very fantastic body development. Okay, without water it can survive for many days. Okay, many days it can survive. Not only without water, without food also it can survive. Why? Because it can store the whenever it get food. After eating that food converts into fat. So whenever it is not getting the food, so by body, camel's body is adapted in that way. Okay, it can use the body which is stored, which it can use the fat already which is stored in the body. So when it is using that fat, so camel gets strength to survive. Understand? So that much of development body is that in that way camel's body is developed. Okay, that is the reason that camel has one hump. No, in that hump it can store the food, okay, in the form of fat, and that fat can be used in the times when it is not getting the food. Understand? And they have the capacity to drink lot of water at one time and survive without water for many months. You observe, children, when it is finding, suppose when the camel is walking in the desert, when it is walking, suppose if they find oasis means where the water is present in the desert is called oasis, and they find that time they can fill stomach as much as it can. Okay, as much as it can, it fills, and then that water it can use for months together. Okay, so that much of water it can take at a time. That is a speciality. And also after taking that water, again it can use it back for many months together. It can use that same water which has taken by that. Understand? They also have broad, flat, leathery pads at the bottom of their hooves, thus preventing their feet from sinking into the sand. Okay, suppose when we go to the desert, we will not able to walk properly because of our legs will be sinking into the sand. Because so as we put our feet on the soil, our feet goes inside the soil. Again we have to put some strength to take out our feet. Okay, so that's what we cannot walk much time in the desert. In the sand we cannot walk much time. We will get tired. We will get tiredness. So why? Because every time it sinks, and then we have to take back the leg, and again we have to put, and we have to go front. So our more energy will be used when we are walking in the sand. So but whereas camel from morning all the time it stays in the desert, but when it is walking in the desert, camel will not get tired like us, because it has broad flat leathery pads on the bottom of the hooves. Okay, so it has hooves, no? So under that hooves it has broad flat leathery pads, so those things will not sink into the sand. Okay, like us the camel foot will not sink, camel leg will not sink into the sand. That is the reason. So it's not necessary to use much energy to walk in the desert. Understand? So that's what easily it can walk in the desert. Understand? Now some animals like snails and lizards sleep during the hot hours of daytime to protect themselves from heat. This is called summer sleep or estivation. Did you understand, children? Animals which live in desert, some small animals like snail is a small animal, some kind of lizards, some kind of lizard family animals, okay, those animals, and kangaroo rats, those live in burrows, okay. Why they cannot come out in the sunny time means during the daytime, their small bodies cannot survive in the hot sun. So that time what they do, they start sleeping till sun goes. They'll be sleeping, okay. That process is called summer sleep or estivation. Some animals sleep during the hot hours. Why? Means to escape from the heat. They'll be sleeping. They choose some place, maybe on the trees, maybe on the burrows, maybe on the edges of the oasis. So they see some little better places, they choose in the desert, and they sleep. So that is called summer sleep or estivation. Understand, children? So animals, and this is the information about estivation or summer sleep. Okay, so you can move to the next screen, children. The next screen you can see winter sleep or hibernation. Boys, till now we have discussed boreal animals and animals which live in desert. And these animals which live in deserts, arboreal animals, comes into the terrestrial animals only. Why? Because terrestrial animals means which live on the land, okay. Arboreal animals live on land, and animals which live in desert, that is also land. And now hibernation, and hibernation means they are in the cold places, okay. Desert means hot place. Animals which live in the hot places we have learned. Now we are going to learn the animals which live in the cold places. Animals living in polar regions like yaks and polar bears have thick fur on their body to keep them warm. Other polar animals like penguins and seals have a thick layer of fat under their skin called blubber to keep them warm. They depend on these fats for energy in winter. Did you understand the difference between desert living animal and animal which live in polar bears? Animals which live in desert, they can store the fat in the hump, okay. And animals which live in the polar region, they store the fat in their feet, okay, under the skin, have thick layer of fat under their skin called blubber. Understand? So you see, that is the reason their skin has very sacky it is, okay, like sack it will be. When they are walking also, it's moving like sack, okay. That is fat, okay. Penguins and seals have a thick layer of fat under the skin, but whereas we don't have that fat, right? We have very thin skin and we don't have much fat under the skin, but under the skin we are also having some fat, but very less quantity. But whereas you see the animals which live in polar regions, they have a lot of fat under their skin. Understand? That is called blubber. Why they have that fat means it gives warmth to the body, right? Warmth to the body. So that's what, to keep them warm, that fat helps. Understand? They depend on these fats for energy in winter, okay. Whereas in the desert animals, in summer, when they are not finding the food, they can use the fat to get the energy. So here also, whatever is this excess fat under the skin, that they can use in the very dangerous winters will be, they cannot come out of the place, and they can sit in one place and they'll be resting, okay. So you can see in the pictures how they are resting in the like burrows, you see. So they cannot come out of that. If they come out, means they may die also. So that is the reason that time, because of they're not coming and they're not finding food, means they'll not get energy, right? At least to sleep also we need some energy. If you don't have sufficient energy, means we will not get sleep. If we have energy only, we can sleep. I mean, when we are sleeping also, our body needs some energy. That time which energy will be used? That which whatever is fat is under the skin, that fat only will be using in the winter sleep time. Understand? So now some animals like bears, snakes and ground squirrels become inactive. Why they become inactive? Means because of too much cool. They cannot move, they cannot walk, they cannot do anything. Okay, they'll become very, very inactive and sleep during the cold weather to protect themselves from the cold. Because of very cold, they cannot survive in that much of cold time. So to avoid that, their body automatically it will become inactive. So that time when body becomes inactive, that time they sleep. That is called winter sleep or hibernation. That is called winter sleep and hibernation. For months together also they can sleep. When they are sleeping, the fat which is under their skin, that can be used. Understand? Now once you observe the pictures how they are resting during the cold times, okay, then we'll move to the next screen. What you can see on you see the pictures. So as you see the picture, you can maybe among these pictures this chameleon is a animal which can turn colors. Okay, when it is on leaf it can turn into green color, and when it is on the bark it can turn into brown color, and when it is on the soil it can turn into red color. Understand? So that is what nature of changing colors according to the circumstances is called camouflaging. Body color of some animals like zebra, polar bear and chameleon blend with their surroundings. Okay, they can blend with their surroundings to save themselves from their enemies. This is known as camouflaging. Understand? This is called as camouflaging. Okay, they can change the colors according to the circumstances, according to the surroundings. It can change the colors. The animal has that capability. Animal has that ability to change into colors. So that is called camouflaging. Some animals like porcupines have sharp spines to protect themselves from enemies. So for example, if porcupines, if you observe, they have very like sharp spines. Okay, once it opens spines means even tiger also gets scared to go to that porcupine. Understand? Though it is a very small animal, it can fight. Sometimes it can fight with the tiger. Why it can fight means just because of it has sharp spines. As the tiger comes in front, immediately it opens the spines. So those spines are very sharp. If the tiger also gets scared to touch that spines. Why? Because those are very sharp. If they go into the body means they get pain, and it is poisonous also. So that's what tiger also will not go close to the porcupine when it opens its spines, sharp spines. Understand? Some animals like porcupines have sharp spines to protect themselves from enemies. Other like snails hide inside their shells in case of any threat. You see the snail. Okay, yeah, especially you can watch, you can observe in the seashore when it is walking. Suppose when you go near to that, immediately that body it will take back into the shell. Okay, so then once after that, if you hold the shell also, it will not come out of that shell until and unless you throw it down. Understand? So in that way they can protect themselves. Okay, they have that ability of changing themselves. They have that ability of protecting themselves. Understand? So that is called as camouflaging. So these things you have to remember till now, whatever we have learnt. So remember these points and try to listen the video again and again, so that definitely you will get some knowledge. And when you are listening to the lesson, remember the keywords, so that if you remember the keywords, automatically whatever we have discussed in the lesson, when you are learning the question answers, that will be helpful to you. Understand? So then we'll move to the homework page. So you can read the lesson. We have completed page number 31, and in page number 32 also we have 32 we completed, and part of 33 also we have completed. Understand? And in the adaptation of aquatic animals and amphibians, these we will learn in the next class. Okay children, so in lesson 4, whatever we have learnt, keep reading the lesson and try to pick up some blanks, important points. Learn, keep it make it as fill in the blanks. Make it as fill in the blanks. Remember. Understand? Read the lesson, make your own fill in the blanks. Try to remember the important points in the lesson. Understand children? Thank you. Happy learning, and God bless you children.